Am I live? Am I live? I think I'm live. Hey guys, Justice Curry with you for an unusual episode, but if you watched me for any amount of time, you expect the unusual. So we're just gonna have some fun. I had a moment where I went, you know what? I'm going to share this experience live. I was recently asked to do a little toy tour video of my toy room. I'm sure if you've watched me before, you know that if you turn this 360 degrees, even up to the ceiling, it is jammed, packed, filled with toys. Well, I don't always have time to do updated tours, and my toy room changes yearly. My buddy Rob from Jay and Rob Toy Show, which we're going to be watching an episode momentarily, reached out to me and said, "Hey, would you just do some filming of your toy room?" And I'm going to include it in his series, which is available. I'm going to have a link down in the description. So again, we're going to watch season 2, episode 1, which yours truly is featured in. I wanted to do some commentary. I haven't watched it yet. We're going to watch it together, so they may make me look like an idiot, which is very easy to do. And we'll listen to them banter. Jay and Rob are from Canada. Season 1 was phenomenal. They're also responsible for Action Figure Adventure. I've talked about that in the past as well. A great toy documentary of epic adventure, and I was included in the last episode where they did a charity auction and needed some colorful commentary. So yep, I don't like attention. You know, I don't try to bring it onto myself. I need to get a little more comfortable. But you know what? When these opportunity arises, I'll just I kind of answer the call. So yep, definitely don't like attention. Don't like any notoriety. My sister-in-law got me this shirt years ago, and I haven't really had an opportunity. I don't wear it out that often. But I figured this would be a fun time to wear. So we're going to watch it together. What's up, Greedo and Speedo? A viewer's name is Greedo in a Speedo. That is the funniest freaking username I have ever seen. Neil Temple, what up, Justice? Jay and Rob are awesome. All right. So I'll jump back to this screen in a moment, but just because I want to see if you guys can't hear the audio of what we're about to watch. So again, we're going to watch season 2, episode 1 together. And then to watch season 1 and some other episodes, please hit that link in my description. You're going to love it. And follow them on Facebook. They got a Facebook group as well. So let me pause I'm probably going to get off on tangents. Hopefully I don't upset Rob too much. I had to go through a lot of legal tape to own a copy of this. All right. Again, they're from Canada. It's on Gen X Esports TV. It was on that station first in Canada, and then now it's available in Venmo. Venmo. Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill me. I'll just edit that part out later. Oh wait, I can't edit because this is all live, and now my phone is ringing. Oh my gosh, what's going on, people? I just posted. It's on. Why do not Venmo? Venmo is money, like PayPal. Vimo. Vimeo. I dropped out of school in the 2nd grade. Sorry. I don't have a grasp on the English language. You know what would be fun? I'm going to... Oh, gosh. Am I still live streaming? Awesome. I wonder if I can make a post in Facebook. Sorry, I get off on tangents. I'm going to post this on my Facebook profile. Make sure to follow me on Facebook as well. Just type in Justice Curry. Follow me. I can't accept everyone's friend request because I'm hitting that magic 5,000 number. But if you follow me, I sell toys constantly. I offer controversial and never mind. Just follow me and you'll find out. All right. So let's get over here. What up, big bearded beast collector? All right. I originally had a plan to have this video viewing on my big TV, but my cat chewed through my USB cable that connects my computer to my USB, so I cannot do that. I know there's tons of other eye candy, and I'm purposely making this pretty small because I don't want a beautiful copy. Otherwise, you're not going to go see, check this out yourself. But I guarantee you're going to like it. Watch it. Stop talking, Justice. Just play the darn thing. I know what you're thinking. So far, so good. I like the music. The Lone Ranger. Look at it, hitting all the toy lines. From She-Ra to He-Man to... I know him! And him!
Welcome to another episode of the Jay and Rob Toy Show. I'm your host, Rob McCallum, and this is going to be a back and forth discussion, if there ever was one. And of course, to have a discussion, you need to have two people. So allow me to bring in my co-host, my collaborator, the other brother from Krypton, the Superman to my Spider-Man, maybe? Mr. Jay Bartlett.
Oh, Superman to Spider-Man. They're going to talk about DC and Marvel. I hope this is... I need to put a filter on sometimes because sometimes I'll say stupid things. But I think Rob and Jay, they both got tough skin, and they know I'm joking 90% of the time. So if I tease you guys and you guys watch this later, it's all in fun.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take either one of those. That's fine with me.
Are you ready to talk the mother of all toy discussions?
I'm ready. This is going to be very, very difficult. I hope you don't make me choose, but something tells me you're going to make me choose.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have to remove the veil of secrecy because the mother of all toy discussions isn't about Star Wars, in fact. It actually is about superheroes, and you've got to pick a side, Marvel or DC. There's been lots of lines out there, lots of iterations, lots of releases, and lots of dollies to choose from. So we're going to go down that path. And Jay, yes, I'm going to ask you off the cuff, just from your gut.
Kind of sad he chose to sell off his Motu and Vintage.
Which line of superheroes had the better figures?
Marvel.
Oh, you guys can't see this real well.
Now, if we're talking about Marvel versus DC as a whole, that's a little different. But we are talking specifically.
Can you guys hear it all right?
Specifically, toy-wise, Marvel, there's no question.
Well, we are going to find out if that's where you end by the time we're...
Someone said it was kind of sad that I chose to sell off my He-Man carded collection. I did thin out my mint on card He-Man as well as some of my G.I. Joes. I just got to a point where I had a complete collection for so many years. I enjoyed it, and I figured, you know what? It's time to move on and let other people enjoy it. It didn't make me any happier. Prices are good right now, and it gives me money to buy other rare antiquities of toys. All right, let's get back to the... So I'm going to make this bigger again. Loud and clear. All right. You could hear that. Gordon says he can hear. Cool.
Our discussion concludes, my friend. It's not as easy as I thought. And when I started doing research on this, my wallet was heating up with all the little cool discoveries I was finding. So let's talk toy lines. Let's start at the beginning. Of course, you and I both love the Migos World's Greatest Heroes line, where both DC and Marvel were represented.
Fantastic, isn't it? That line is
before my time. I never had Migos.
In my own collection.
I pick them up now and then, but I sell them.
The dogs ate them. I've reacquired them. It's great.
And it is the last time that
it's got to be sentimental
licenses
for
were
me to
held by
want to buy
one
it.
company, because after Amigo, everything gets split up, and it literally becomes a head-to-head competition. We see, of course, Mattel taking Secret Wars and those Marvel characters going up against Kenner's Superpowers. And then we see Toy Biz take the Marvel license after losing the DC license briefly after the Batman movie, and then Kenner taking the DC license with their Batman line. Between those two eras, the 80s and the early 90s, where do you think the winner, ends up?
Secret Wars is really interesting. Let's start with that. It's a wonderful story, but they never made the Beyonder. Also, the articulation was very Kenner Star Wars. The paints, we've talked about many times, is terrible. So they have little paint decos, the Wolverine, Magneto, and if you just, hold it
but it doesn't matter about the paint and the art of it. Star Wars, look at those vintage figures. Poor articulation. It's all about if it's nostalgia. If you had these growing up, you're going to love them. And that's why I was doing the thumbs down, because I didn't have these. I had the DC, the Kenner superpowers, and they were incredibly sentimental. I have a full collection in my DTOF shelf. Remind me at the end, maybe I'll show you. I've been meaning to do a YouTube video on those, but those are sentimental because I was a little child playing with them. They're my friends' older brothers, and that's what I love. So yeah, just play it. I know. Let me
too tight. You rub that right off. The circuits on Dr. Doom's chest rub off very quickly.
Spider-Man.
Great characters in the line, but it was very difficult to play with the red Spider-Man because all the lines would come off. You had to be very careful.
Let me jump in there right now, Jay. Let's not forget the obscure vehicles that we got for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You had Captain America and Dr. Doom's basically, cycles, like these motorcycle things. We never saw those before. That was a weird choice to get those. And have their mirror images of one another. And the Tower of Doom playset. Again, really strange choices. Doesn't really resemble anything from what we had come to know these characters by, but they're part of the line. Odd choices.
The Tower of Doom playset doesn't resemble Dr. Doom's castle in Secret Wars at all. But, I got to give them props for making the playset. The shields.
I thought I was going to fly under the radar, but the director is here. None other than Rob. Rob, I apologize in advance. He's going to sue me probably, but that's okay. I don't have any money.
Gimmick, with the 3D image that would go back and forth. I mean, that really only ever made sense for Captain America to have a shield anyway, so.
Wolverine, there is a variant with his claws that you'd clip on there. Maybe they're going to address this later. There was black claws and then the silver ones. I believe the black ones are the rare version, lower production.
Well, I could give or take that. You also had a lot of real fragile parts like Doc Ock's forearms. Most examples of that figure now, the arms are long broken off. They're just held on with these little tiny pegs. Most of them are busted.
Now, of course, we can't talk Secret Wars with jumping to superpowers, which seemingly did everything else better. The articulation was better. The paint apps were better. The accessories were better. Even the vehicle.
Whoever's watching this, it's a long shot. But I need to finish my superpowers collection. I have all the figures, even the Argentina Riddler that used, who would they use? The Green Lantern's body sculpt and turned them into the Riddler. But I don't have, where is she? Wonder Woman's lasso. I know no one's probably going to randomly have that. But if you are that one person that has Wonder Woman's lasso, that has an extra one that doesn't care, or you have a complete Wonder Woman, I'll buy the complete figure from you. Message me.
Tools were better, despite some odd vehicles.
Oh, and I need 2 of Cyborgs. This is my grocery list. You got a pen and paper? I'll give you a moment to write this down. I need Cyborgs arm attachments. I only got 1 of them. I think there's 3.
Cool choices like we've talked about with the Justice Jogger, the Superman plane. We don't need that stuff, but the Batmobile was great. The Batcopter was great. Clearly, DC wins that one hands down.
Yes.
Oh, hands down, man. When you hold a Superpowers figure and you hold a Secret Wars figure, you can just, the texture is different. The Kenner Superpowers just feels more durable. The paint doesn't rub off. It takes a lot to rub the paint off on a Superpowers figure. And they're just so vibrant looking. The colors just pop. They actually look like they've leapt off the comic book page.
Now, Toy Biz got the DC license for a brief time in the late 80s, of course, doing all the Batman 89 movie figures, and then some DC superheroes as well with the same kind of packaging, notably Mr. Freeze, the Penguin, Superman, Lex Luthor, which is the infamous punching the face Lex Luthor, and Wonder Woman as well. Not a ton of characters, but Toy Biz put those out before losing that license, and Kenner picking it up, and then Toy Biz switched to doing the Marvel characters. Now, Kenner had a huge line of Batman.
Which they'll probably address this later. I heard that the Toy Biz Marvel figures, they're going to be relaunching those in the near future, so that's kind of exciting.
And stuff, and I know you don't like the underwater deep sea Arctic firefighting, Power Blade Batman stuff. I don't like it either, but the success of that line with Wayne Manor as a playset, all the different cars and vehicles and gadgets that Batman got, and fueled by the Batman the Animated Series show, really showed how powerful that line could be with just Batman on its own.
For sure. Now, you said a lot there. Let's jump back, if we can, a little bit to the Toy Biz Batman stuff. Now, I know you're a huge fan of that line. I'm not. Nostalgia-wise, I am, because of what that film means to me and you. The Tim Burton Batman is just a work of art. The toys, not so much. I remember, again, getting a little bit too old to play with toys. I still did. I remember looking at those toys and looking at my old superpowers in a bin in the basement. I'm like, these superpower figures are way better. Even though the Batman was blue and gray, the classic kind of Batman, I still preferred him to the Michael Keaton one. There was just something about those figures, they felt really cheap to me.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
So a side story, I was on one of their podcast shows a while back, and it's the first time I really interacted with Jay. I've mainly talked with Rob. And Jay's like, I got something. I embarrassed myself so bad. He's like, I got something real special. I've been waiting to show this to you, Justice. And we're opening presents, or they're opening toys, and and he holds up this figure. And it was a 3 3/4 G.I. Joe figure. And he's like, isn't this awesome? And I'm like, I'm trying to pretend like I know who it is. I didn't know who it was. Like, 82 to 89 G.I. Joes, got them locked down, all their names, accessories, years. 90 to 94, little fuzzy. But when you get to 98 and on into the early 2000s, when they still did the O-ring Joes, I am fuzzy as all get out. And it was actually Snake Eyes when he was like in Vietnam, and I think he had a boonie hat, and you could see his face. And it's a super rare figure. It came in like a 3-pack, I believe. And he was showing me this, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And I felt like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like I tried to make a good impression with Jay, and I blew it.
And the superpower stuff was better than the Toy Biz DC heroes.
I love telling that story.
But Toy Biz got a lot better in a real short amount of time when they started putting out those X-Men figures.
The X-Men and just the Marvel figures in general were great. Spider-Man, Hulk, and then the X-Men, we got Wolverine with retracting claws. His mask was removable. That was killer. I remember that Wolverine figure. That was really...
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I want you guys to watch this. I don't know if I'm allowed. I didn't really get it authorized by Rob to play the entire thing, because granted, he wants you guys to log on and watch the other episodes, which I do too. Otherwise, I wouldn't be even playing this. Because if you love toys, you're watching this. You love toys, and you scroll through YouTube, or you're my subscriber, or this is the first time you've ever seen me. If you love toys, you like action figure adventure, the toys that made us, all these things that focus on the love of toys. And the Jay and Rob Toy Show is just another rendition of great commentary, as you're seeing, talking about things that we love in a more organized fashion, instead of me just shooting from the hip. And I don't know what I'm going to say next. These guys are class acts. So I'm going to skip a little ahead, because I want you. Oh, look at that. Was a nice picture of Rob. Let me pretend what they're saying. I love these. No, I don't like these. What? Why is Wolverine's arm broken? Gosh. And his editing skills, are top notch. I need just to send all my YouTube videos to Rob. I'll pay you in toys, huh? Because look at he's got this background and these frames and words and transitions.
Approach to releasing everything.
I can't wait to watch how he uses my filming of my toy room with his editing skills, which are far superb than mine.
Although I was only collecting really quickly, I remember that.
And then Toy Biz does something that's really interesting, Jay. They really swung the pendulum back the other way. Instead of diluting everything and picking any possible character under the license umbrella of Marvel, they start to focus on Spider-Man, and they do a line called Spider-Man Classics. Now, again, genius move, because it's just like what Kenner had been doing with Batman, focusing on anything and everything that was Batman, villains, gadgets, characters, playsets. So now Toy Biz is going back the other way. But now these things, because it's the late 90s, are more articulated.
Yep.
The sculpts are better. The details are better. And they run with Spider-Man Classics for a while, which eventually become Marvel Legends.
Yeah, so now you're getting into...
Marvel Legends are awesome. Obviously, they're still producing them to this day. There's a market to them. They get more articulated. Oh, that's a sweet.
I've been collecting them for a while, and of course, collecting the Spider-Man Classics.
I gotta check on you guys. Do I still have audio? Check it out on Venmo today, Rob says. Again, links in the description. Storm Shadow. Oh my gosh. Did I mess up the story again? I messed up the story. Never mind. Yeah, I thought that Snake Eyes was Muskrat because of the boonie hat. All right, yeah. Toy Biz didn't get good until 2001, Spidey Classics. Yeah. All right, continue. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
Had always done good Star Wars stuff under the umbrella of Hasbro. So what was going to happen to Marvel? Well, Star Wars had 3.75-inch figures. So Hasbro introduced 3.75-inch Marvel characters under the new brand Marvel Universe. Yeah. And this was a brand, Jay, that I remember you specifically went nuts for, and I was just like, this is incredible.
I had, I don't have many now. I have Silver Surfer left from the Galactus set. He actually came with the, I think Galactus was about 12 inches, not nearly to scale, but it was still pretty cool. I still have that one, and there's, Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man. There was a lot of cool stuff, and it says a lot about Marvel when you're drawing me in to buy the action figures, when at the time I wasn't reading any comic books from Marvel. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff there.
Yeah, it speaks to the design of the characters. And at 3 3/4 inches, the 3.75, the G.I. Joe scale, you're thinking, okay, well, what more can you get out of it? We had seen Secret Wars at that scale.
Like I had the Juggernaut recently. I got rid of that. What? Whoa! Whoa! Look at that!
Hello, everyone. My name is Justice Curry, and this is my toy room.
Do I really sound like that? Oh, it's so awkward. And I did about 18 million takes, and Rob probably killed me, or was wanting to kill me. Oh, look at that! You make my collection look awesome. Oh my gosh. Why can't I make YouTube videos like this? But he's a director, probably a cinematographer. So he's like pan left, pan right. He gave me some really good instructions, which I'm going to use for later videos. And he probably boiled my tour down to just a few minutes, which is fine because I probably did a half hour. So I'm going to get permission from him later and post probably in a year. I'll wait some time and post the whole video, the behind the scenes video. But this is the polished version.
All right, I know it's a lot to take in. So let's
you got too many toys, dude.
Most of my time right here.
You need to sell this.
This is kind of my little command station where I have my PC where I'm editing videos or taking photographs and uploading them to social media. So the chaos that you see all around is kind of how my brain works. I like colorful, I like unorganized, and saving little trinkets and pieces from my childhood and things that I thought looked really neat. So a little bit of everything. Behind me is my wall of mint on card figures or MOCs. This is all G.I. Joe from 1983 to 1989, and a lot of my best favorite figures and fond memories that I have looking in the toy aisle and seeing them and the excitement before we ripped them open. Obviously, they're quite rare because no one's kept them in package. So they made them by the millions, but there's probably only a small few left that are on the face of the planet. So I'm really lucky to have this unique collage of artwork. It's artwork. Behind me is box art, He-Man, modern He-Man, Merman, things that I kind of pick up throughout the times, like a Mexican bootleg translucent alien queen being ridden by a predator here with some wacky light that's going on. This is an...
I got that from my buddy Jesus in Mexico. He always hooks me up with the weirdest, coolest Mexican bootleg toys.
Old Nintendo cabinet for original NES that video games would be displayed in here. Luckily, someone saved it from the dumpster, and now I get to put a few of my favorite things inside. From Muscle Man.
That video game cabinet that I have, the original Nintendo one, it was I got it from my buddy Mike, and he got it from a guy that they were throwing those away behind a Kmart, and there's 3 of them. And 2 of them had already been like smashed and dismantled in the dumpster. And the guy randomly was driving back there and he's like, no, I'll take that. And they loaded it in and it went through a few collectors. You know, that's 30 years ago. Plus. And now it found its way into my toy room. Random awesome stuff in every corner, Gordon Shumsky says. What's up, Daryl Kempster? Toy Biz didn't get good. All right. Just wanted to make sure that people aren't like, there's no volume, Justice. I'm looking at the comments.
To G.I. Joes, the He-Man original cartoon cells, to pre-production G.I. Joe like the Crocmaster in here, to Aliens, all sorts of the foreign G.I. Joe. I love that. It's the collecting art.
These are Fierza T. From Topps Toys. They had the molds to He-Man, so they mixed up the colors and body parts and made a real cool thing in the early 2000s.
You pick up what you like first, which it was mass produced in the US and other countries, but some of the other countries had lower production numbers, like Venezuela, Argentina, India. And when you try to hunt for those lower production numbers, it's quite rare and it takes you a while to find them. So as I find them, I put them in a place of honor in my case, if you will. One of my very favorites in my entire collection is this store display from Child World that kids would have seen that while they were shopping, similar to a Toys R Us. Child World was on the east side of the nation, or the United States, and children saw this in the toy aisle. It's very special. A shelf filled with Ninja Turtles vintage. I got one modern Krang in there, but Ninja Turtles were an important part of my childhood. I loved the cartoon, the trading cards, the action figures. I actually wanted to be a Ninja Turtle when I grew up.
I literally wanted to be a Ninja Turtle.
And I'd be like, please, just Lord, make me a Ninja Turtle. Moving down some more modern type figures. Some heroes or anti-heroes that I enjoy fighting off. Some various bad guys, from predators to aliens to what have you. But Snake Plissken or Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator, RoboCop, and then of course Samurai Boba Fett. You got to have Samurai Boba Fett. And down here, just other ones that I just had to find a spot in my collection to put, such as Dino Riders. Deadpool. Everyone's got to have a Deadpool in their collection.
See, I love that. It's B-roll, and he's switching with it. I'm just nerding out and loving how he edits these videos.
To a really fun, unique piece of pottery, one of a kind. An amazing customizer made the tomb of He-Man. Yes, this is clay put in a kiln, and you can open up the tomb and find He-Man's bone. You even got some little artwork outside with Hordak and the battle axe.
But you might be wondering what was going on with DC. We hadn't talked about DC since the.
So, from what I understand, in multiple episodes there'll be other toy collectors that have toy room tours. So, I mean, that was real cool. So thank you guys for letting me be a part of your episode. And that's superb. Well done. Let's give them a round of applause. Well, let's watch a few more minutes of Jay and Rob talk about DC and Marvel figures, because this stuff fascinates me. I love it. Let me make sure that... All right, I got 2 people watching. Awesome. Kidding. I just got done editing another video that's in the hopper. My friend Brad and I went through a big G.I. Joe collection and got done editing that. So that'll probably be next weekend. Which Ninja Turtle is your favorite? I identify with Raph the most, sarcastic and short temper. I identified with Don. I really like Don, and then a close second was Leonardo. I liked his demeanor, and it was pretty close to my own. Justice posted a picture of RoboCop bootleg figure named Robert Cop. Yes, I did. Feel like RoboCop gets no love. Oh no, Child World commercial. Earworm incoming. What? Child World display. That's a shame. You should see my collection. It was stolen when he was 17. Ugh. Sorry, buddy. Gordon Shumsky. Part 2 of your collection takes place in episode 9 or 10. There's more? What? I didn't know that. So you better watch this. Get on the Jay and Rob Toy Show Facebook group as well. Rob, send me a link to that so I can post it in the description so you can follow and know when new content's coming out. I'm telling you, these guys are awesome. I wouldn't say that if I truly didn't believe it, because they're fun. They have the same kind of heart and humor that I got. Did you find out what happened to the Collector Crush pirate girl? No. The girl that she was going into modern, I don't know, Walmarts and Myers and whatnot, and looking at modern toys and be like, look at, this is the new He-Man toy. But she had an eye patch, moderately attractive, with her boobs hanging out, and dudes were just like, her subscriber numbers just skyrocketed. She did in a month what took me 4 years to do. But I get it. Sex sells. All you guys watching out there. I get it. I get it. I'm not mad. I just think it's hilarious. I will call it out. Got room to move your mouse around on that desk? No. Look at what I have to do. Down here, I have these like retractable mouse pad. Oops, right here. So this retractable mouse. That's right. Yeah, but I was putting some G.I. Joes. Oops, what am I doing here? We are experiencing technical difficulties. I was putting them back together. Like, here's a Serpentor. I got the O-rings and was building them. And then I wanted to watch the show. I'm going to try to let you guys all watch it with me. So that's what happened. Rob just sent me the link for action. I don't think I can edit this video while it's playing, but I will once I post it.
Right. Stuff from the 90s. What have they been doing while Marvel Legends was rolling out, and Marvel Universe comes and then becomes, Marvel Legends again? What was DC doing? Do you remember what was happening with DC figures in the early to mid 2000s?
I have a feeling you're about to enlighten me, so do so please, my friend.
Well, there's a little company called Four Horsemen Toy Design.
Yeah.
You may have heard them. They may have done
a
lot of figures in your collection. They've done a lot of figures in mine. And this is where I alluded to at the beginning. This topic is going to cost me a ton of fortune, because as I was researching, I don't know how I missed out on this, because there's a line called DC Universe Classics. Yes, Jay, the word classic should tell you everything you need to know. This
awesome.
Is a 6-inch scale.
Those are really cool.
Very deep line of every possible DC character you can imagine, done with the sculpt, articulation, and detail of the Four Horsemen.
I don't know the names of them. Who's that purple
Those
guy?
Figures that come out for DC Universe Classics.
Oh my gosh. When the death of Superman happened and those 4 Supermans came out, the one with the laser hands or the sunglasses, the boy, the robot one, and then the guy Steel, he's covered in steel. I was obsessed with the comics, like most of America. I got to get the toys, though. That would be awesome to have the Cyborg. Oh my God, I bet you that's got to be expensive.
Jay, they are 75%.
And then when you were wondering which one is the real one, and I think this one in the black suit became the real one. I don't remember how the story
inspired by superpowers. and 15% inspired by comic stuff with just the Four Horsemen toy design essence on top. So it is literally the perfect blend for you and I, since we love superpowers so much and the Horsemen.
You brought it right back to me because I remember buying a ton of the.
You guys do what I do. Maybe you're doing it right now, watching my video and looking at certain things down in the background, because that's what I'm looking at. You know, Rob. Oh, he's got the out of focus, of course, because the focus is on these beautiful faces. The Ninja Turtle sewer set, or the Super 7 Raphael, or some of the 2000X He-Man ones, or Jay's. I got a bunch of, looks like G.I. Joes. Maybe there's a Starduster, a Worms, some of these modern Star Wars ones, and then a cabinet full of G.I. Joe over here. I always do that. That's how, like when I was watching the Toy Hunter, tangents, I'm sorry. So when I was watching the Toy Hunter years ago, when I first kind of got into collecting 8 years ago, I was always into collecting, but I took a big break. I thought I had to grow up and become an adult. I talk about this in other videos. But what re-sparked it was watching episodes of Jordan Hembro's Toy Hunter. And I'm like, oh my God, there's adults that collect toys? This is amazing. I've repressed that. I thought I couldn't do this. And it started me on my adventure. But I remember watching him, and he went down in Mexico to the Mad Hunters collection, and they were going over his room and talking, and I remember having to pause my DVR and rewind, pause, rewind, pause, and finally I'm like, what is that? And I zoomed in, and it was Never Ending Story figures, and I had no clue that they even made those figures, which started my hunt for the Never Ending Story figures, which then led me to be on Comic Book Men with them. Like, it's crazy, me looking in the background of, they didn't even hold it up or show it, or it wasn't prominent. It was like, oh, that's something I want. And no. Useless pieces of information.
At the time, we were playing the game HeroClix with Marvel and DC, and I remember that kind of sparked all our interest in the superhero stuff again. Although we weren't reading the comics, I remember going out to Heroes and getting a bunch of these. I do remember now, yes.
Yeah, so these were put out by Mattel. They had well over 20 different waves. They had the Collect and Connect figures out there. They even had the Masters of the Universe.
These Masters of the Universe. Sorry to steal your thunder, Rob. Like a what if Superman versus He-Man, or Bizarro versus Faker. These are quite expensive now. I have one in my collection, Wonder Woman and Supergirl.
2-packs where you would get like He-Man versus Superman, inspired by the original comic. Yeah. You'd have She-Ra versus Supergirl.
I want them all now. I want Lex Luthor, Skeletor,
which were like all Toys R Us exclusives for a while. And the figures just look amazing.
Very cool. And you know what? I hate to say it. When we stopped playing HeroClix, I remember that collection just went bye-bye, unfortunately. All those DC figures. I didn't open.
Let me make sure. Yep. Hello. How you doing today? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to watch a bad cam copy. Doesn't that ruin the movie? Fish Tropic was wondering why I'm doing this, because I don't want to show you a good copy of this. I want you guys to log in right now, hit my, let me see, how does that work? I need you to log in. I'm going to end this video momentarily. Go down in the description, check out the link. It'll go to Venmo, which I'm saying it wrong because I don't know how to speak properly. And you can watch these episodes. There's a bunch of episodes of Jay and Rob. I'm also going to put the Facebook group link in there so you can join it and stay on topic with all the funny memes and the links when new episodes come out. And you're definitely going to want to see some of these other, I know other toy collectors that are featured in this, and there is some amazingness. Here, let's watch the trailer and then call it good. Oh my gosh, where is it? So it's right here. A little closer. Sorry, I haven't bathed today. Where is it? There we go.
And if you're ready to talk toys,
I haven't stopped talking toys.
Trailer.
Let's get to it.
it's the Jay and Rob Toy Show, and we're back for season 2 for 10 more episodes of toy talking goodness. And this time we talk Marvel figures, we talk DC figures, Holy Grails, playsets, what if scenarios,
I didn't know they made
and
that
so
Ghostbuster.
much more. But we're not alone. We've brought a few friends with us this time.
I'm a friend.
Tracy
And I'm Jason.
from Tracy's Basement, and this is our
Whoa.
A shelf filled
I
with
know
Ninja
him.
Turtles.
I know
actually
him.
wanted to be a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, you had to put
when
that
I,
part in there.
Grew up.
This is my Juggernaut collection.
My buddy,
And I'm
Motu
super excited
Joe.
to share it with you. Welcome to Rancho Obi-Wan.
Oh,
My friend,
oh, the biggest Star Wars collection in the world.
In my opinion, the name He-Man is the best lead heroic male action figure name ever originated.
That's
I
right.
had, of course, He-Man figures for my kids, my daughters. They would play with them a certain way. I think in a lot of ways, those action figures become avatars of what it is that we're trying to process and learn.
Nate Barch, a toy designer. Again, I go off on tangents. That Castle Grayskull up there, made by Icon Heroes, was his personal one that he personally sculpted the face and made it a one-of-a-kind different one. I did a YouTube video with him years ago. Great guy. All right, do I have you back in focus? All right.
As people.
I love playsets. As a kid, I had them.
Look at these dioramas he has. That makes it look so cool. I was telling Rob the rock formations and like the fish foliage makes it stand out.
Castle Grayskull. I had
Ah!
bat caves. I had lots
Backgrounds.
of stuff. For
What
the
are you
adults,
doing for
there
those
are some fun
backgrounds?
things coming out where you can, it's more like a display. It's not a play set. It's a display set, maybe. Can I coin that?
All that, and of course, our action figure spotlight. So check out the Jay and Rob Toy Show Season 2, exclusively on Jinx Esports TV Canada.
All right. So, thank you for bearing with me and watching this together. Thank you, Rob, for letting me bootleg some of this. It is like a video camera that I brought, or my phone, into a movie theater, and I'm like recording the new Ghostbusters movie or something, which, again, I got to stop aging these things, because you might be watching this 3 years from now. I love you all. Take care. Be kind to one another. This life is too short to argue about things that don't matter. And toys, they are fun, but family and friends and relationships don't. All I see on Facebook is hatred back and forth, and not listening to opinions. If you have an opinion different from your own, you block them and ban and argue. It does nothing but ruin relationships. Again, life's too short. These toys are like the glue to, forge friendships. I love this stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. So be kind, take care of yourself, and hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, go in the description, watch some of these episodes. I think they're like $1 if you watch just one, or 10 to watch everything, which is nothing. And I'll give you the Justice Curry guarantee. If you don't like it and you pay $1, you watch a bunch of them and you're like, I don't like these, message me. I'll PayPal you your $1 back, because I'm putting my stamp of approval. I'm that confident in it. See you guys.